Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. Man, it's been a while. But anyway, here she is. So, thanks for tuning in to another video. Man, I know it's been a long time coming. I have been going through some stuff. So, long story short, without getting into too much detail, I was going through a divorce and just finished all that mess up. So, kind of able to start refocusing some of my attention elsewhere, which is, behind me here. So I wanted to bring you guys up to speed, what's going on around on the channel, what's the future, stuff like that. Obviously talk about that, but the great news is, I'll show you, we'll see what's on the car. You guys have already pretty much know, if you've been following the build, Holley has come on board with the build. So, without going into too much detail, pretty much just got linked up with these guys. They're interested in the build. They like the content on the channel. And friends over there hooked me up with some stuff. So they asked me what else I needed for the car. I told them I pretty much already had purchased most of the stuff that it needed. Pretty much the last thing I could think of was like a G-Meter. And so, that's what the channel is all about, and moving forward with racing. So, they stepped up and got me a G-Meter sent over. So, I am going to be putting that on the car today because we are debuting the car at a local track on Sunday. So, I'm going to try to get this video out to you guys so you guys can see the install on the Holley G-Meter, and a couple days later you guys will see some content of this thing hopefully not scattering the rods across the track. I hope it doesn't happen, but I haven't really messed with the car too much. Just pretty much like changed plugs, did an oil change just from the few times that I've messed with it out here in the driveway, putting it on the trans brake, testing that kind of stuff, and got a bunch of stuff ironed out on it. So I think it's ready enough for me to stick it on the track and start playing with the fuel table a little bit, try to get it ironed out. It's close, but it needs some love. And then obviously the suspension, make sure we can get some decent data on that. I've got it set up right now for like a radio prep because it's a radio car. So we'll see how it does. This track that I'm going to on Sunday is just like a test and tune style situation. So I mean, I don't really quite know what the track's gonna be, but I'm not really trying to go out there and set any kind of records either. So I'm just trying to put the car down to the pavement, and move forward and try to see what this thing will do, at least on wastegate spring. I'm not worried about too much about turning the boost controller on because I want to try to get the table and stuff ironed out and the suspension, and we'll see how it all goes from there. So, but I wanted to kind of bring you guys along for the ride. And as you guys might notice, there's another one in here. 2 silver F bodies. All right. Well, I am doing this build for a guy that I met, Renee, through selling some parts off of mine. He came over to the place here, checked it out, and wanted me to do the work on his car. So I am putting on Steven's front tubular front end on his car for him, as well as Steven's at Rock Solid Motorsports torque arm panel that's inside. You guys can see it's all stock in there. And I'll also be putting in a 850 cage in this car from Rock Solid Motorsports. So I've already got the nose and stuff chopped up on it. It's on the dollies, kind of pushed away. I'm going to be trying to put a good amount of hours in this thing actually tomorrow, and getting some. I'll probably have the whole nose and stuff welded on it tomorrow. But today's focus is to get this thing, the G-Meter and stuff put in it, get it wired, make sure the table's populated in the tune, and go from there. So as you guys can see, this is really what I'll be doing. It's pretty basic if you guys know what these are. These are just an X and Y axis deals on these guys. They're nothing fancy. They'll just do, forward and reverse G. Actually, I don't know if it does reverse G. I don't know if it's calibrated to do that, so don't quote me on that. But I know it'll do, obviously, forward. You have to, you know, you have to mount them to where they're on the forward of the car like that. But and then they do side-to-side motion, which I won't be doing that axis. I'm only going to be setting up G. But I mean, it's real simple, guys. I mean, you're going to mount it. See, it says the unit must be mounted using Velcro, which helps dampen the vibrations, and then arrow towards the front of the vehicle. And then it's, you know, it's got a standard like clip, as well as the additional harness that clips into it, and then it's already pinned out for Holley. And obviously it's a predetermined length, so you know, if you need to shorten these up or whatever, they give you some additional pins so you could cut this if you needed to, make it whatever length, so you don't have a whole bunch of extra in your car or truck or what have you, and then you know, in the car it goes. So I am gonna get this thing mounted in a location where I think it might be good, and I'll show you guys that, as well as where I'm gonna be hooking it up, which really, I don't even really kind of need to do that, because I'm literally going to follow this instructions right here where it talks about, like, red goes to, you know, these connections in the ECU, black goes to solid ground source, you know, and then the green X value for the G, you know, will go to an analog type setup for type 5 on the ECU. So it's literally going to be that simple in the tables. Nothing crazy. If you guys done any kind of wiring for Holley, you will know the basics on that instructions. Like, this is probably one of the most simplest things ever. So I'm gonna get this thing mounted and I'll show you guys what's up. Okay, give you a quick little update here on getting this thing wired in. I've got the J2 B connector here. I've got the red wire for 12 volt going to the B20, sensor ground going to B14, and then white wire will be for the X-axis, which I won't be hooking up at all. Just because I don't need, you know, this type of G's. And then the green is going to be an analog 5 volt hook with this. So I'm just doing the configuration as per the Holley instructions as far as the voltage and stuff is concerned. And then I'm going in here and configuring it as such. And then so once you get done with this, it's real simple. You'll just back on this now that it's configured. And when you go in here, this is pretty much, it's telling you that it's not defined. And so when you go into your pin map with it enabled and configured, you go into pin map and see now I have an unassigned 5 volt G-meter, is which I labeled it. So I want it to be also on this J2 connector as well. So I'm gonna pick a usable 5 volt out of the connector here on A, though, because this is the A pin. And so I'm going to have to go to the A connector, the J2A connector. It won't be able to go in this one. It'll go in the other one right next to it. And then I'll just pick one of these. And then that's pretty much it for its wiring. So it's going to be pretty simple there. And then I'll just run the wire so it's clean and neat like the rest of the stuff underneath there, or as clean as neat as I can get it. And then I'll test it. I'll just, without mounting it, I'll grab the sensor and move it back to see if it gives me a signal. And then it should, because it's all configured correctly. And then once it's good there, I'll lock it down. I'll show you guys the finished product, okay? So it's pretty simple. Just want to kind of give you guys an update on how this was all going. See you guys here shortly. Okay, guys, I wanted to kind of show you guys here. Got it all wired up. Here it is sitting below the shifter. Again, like I said, it's loose just to test it. I'm going to mount it right there nice and flat. And then wiring goes up, and I'll tuck it away and everything in there. So just kind of wanted to show you guys just a quick little data log of it working. See, I've got it over here showing 1.2G, which I'm gonna see if maybe I can get it to where it'll go all the way down to 0, but you can see it kind of jumping. This whole time through here, it was just sitting here flat like it is right there. So I'll have to look at that and make sure everything's good. But you can see it coming through, right? And then let me fast forward a little bit. So then I grabbed it and lifted it and moved it back, and you could see it go up and then up and around. It's a 0.6G. So anyway, that's pretty much that. See my mess of wiring here. I'm not real proud of, but I mean, everything works and it's right. You know, as clean as I can get it. Like I said, guys, this is going to be a full center console car. Dash will be back in it. I just wanted to kind of make sure I get all this you know, all this stuff right first. So, you know, but yeah, guys, that's it. I appreciate you guys tuning into another video. Make sure you stay updated on the channel, because like I said, here in a couple days I'll be hitting the track with the car. you guys will finally get to see this beast in action. I'm excited. I'm really excited. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully the rods or something doesn't come out of this thing. But all in all, man, I feel really good about it, and I'll see you guys here shortly on the next video. I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks.